are passing by. We'll find a way to bring back sunlight. Don't tempt me, I'll find a way. We will find a way. Speaking out loud, trying to make you proud. Finding my place.
And we are up. Alright, whew. Hey guys, what's up? Sorry for the delay. However, good news is I think I found the most frustrating pair of headphones on the face of the planet. So you guys don't have to worry about buying it. Do not buy the Corsair Voids. Holy smokes, so aggravating. Good grief. Hey man, what's going on, bud? Holy cow. Alright, let's see here. Oh, well, good morning, guys, at least. Hope you're all having a better morning than I am so far. We were in Addison, Lancair Legacy from Aerobask. And just like, it looks like the thing we just got looks as if we just got a weather change. Cool. Alright, so, super slick model, nice and clean. Big engine, small airplane, Continental 550, I think. Hey, Ice, what's going on, buddy? What's going on? All right, so short trip today. I guess short-ish. I'll be more specific. We'll be heading out of Addison, Texas to, drumroll please, Heber Field in Arkansas, something like that. Heber Springs, I think, in Arkansas. Never heard of it. I just, threw a dart. Well, not a real dart, but, fictitious dart, and it happened to land there. So, I guess that's where we're going. Oh, man. And, let's see. Flight time, 270 nautical miles. We're on the Vatsim. No one's on yet, and it's probably for the better, especially with the way my microphone situation is set up at the moment. Probably for the best. It's in and out. So hopefully we'll get that resolved here soon. That is so frustrating. Alright, let me get this set up real quick. Oh, hey, it's already set up. Sweet. Alright, y'all. So we'll get this thing fired up here and talk a little more about it. All the ins and outs and all that fun stuff. So let me get my everything set to go here. Let's see here. Alright, before start, first things first, let's check the field. Now, one thing I did notice that Aerobask normally does, and for some reason they decided not to do it this iteration, is to add the little manager. I thought that was really cool to add the load manager for fuel, and I mean the other passenger, the one other passenger you can carry there. So, but I don't know. I can't be picky, I suppose. All right, so I got the GTN 750 in there, as soon as I can get that out of the way. Get the batteries fired up here, and get this thing all set up. So, all right, fuel quantity looks good. Let's see, we'll go ahead and let's go ahead and fire it up. Didn't take us too long. Just gotta find that click spot. Somewhere floating around here is a click spot. There we go. Alright, so make sure it's latched. Alright, it's latched and looking good. And I'll hold off on the door seal for right now. Alright, make sure you're full rich. And throttle, of course, about 1/4 of an inch. Seems to be fairly fairly standard. Let's go ahead and open up our fuel shutoff valve there on the right tank. We'll have to alternate. Let's see here. Boost pump. And boost pump. Getting got good pressure there. That's good. Sweet. And let's see. Prime. I think we should be fine. And then of course clear prop. Let's see. Alright, so let's hold the brakes real quick there, get both mags on, and we'll hold that start button there. Let's see. Hopefully you guys can. Hopefully guys, are you getting good audio? You're good? Sounds good? Feels good? Alright, let's see here. Alright, I like to bring it up to about 1,000 RPM. Gonna have to file out the plugs, and we'll go ahead and get some door seal action going on there. And we'll go ahead and get that alternator on. Alright, battery discharging lights extinguished. And nav light on. Let's see, electronic trim on. Now we can get the avionics on, get all that fun stuff powered up. But core sounds, I mean, just the sounds are the Aerobask usually. They're pretty good. Pretty good. And as far as the routing, I mean, it's 270 miles. I think Texarkana VOR is a good waypoint. If I just had to file something, I'll just file direct. Seems to be the easiest for what we got going on. So nothing too crazy. I think the winds are favoring the south as well. Oh no, out of the north. All right, so 360 at 4. Air condition sky at 9,000, temperature 29, and dew point 23, and 29902. Standard as far as pressure is concerned. Let me pull Vatsim weather. Try to stay consistent. Alright, that's just updating there. Alright, so yeah, 29902. That's an interesting little interface here. So you can actually just use this. Use your thumb wheel and make your adjustments there. So that looks good there, and we're just going to clear ourselves direct to 16,000. Yes, we will indeed need oxygen. Let's see. Now, apparently this owner has quite a bit of money because he was able to afford the full mask version instead of the cannulas. Which I kind of prefer the cannulas, but you know. Alright, and let's go to menu, flight plan. I'll zoom this in and make it a little easier for y'all. Kilo Hotel Bravo Kilo, I think I messed that up. Is it X-ray? It's going to be hilarious if it's not in the database. Hilarious. Let me go back to Garmin Pilot and see if I can find it here. It is going to be hilarious, y'all. Let's see here. Oh, oh, there we go. Whew. Crisis averted. All right, I lied. So 284 miles instead of 270. You know, splitting hairs here, y'all. Splitting hairs. All right, let me get my check. All right, so starter throttle just 1,000 foot RPM. I mean 1,000 foot RPM. All right. 1,000 RPM, oil pressure, looks good. They were kosher there. Alternator on, and the radios and avionics. So let's go ahead and lean this thing out a little bit. We'll use our manifold pressure, and we'll lean it out a bit. All right. Let's see here. Let's see. Seems to be favoring about right there. Alright, let me double check real quick and make sure ATC is on. Alright, cool. So Fort Worth is on. Radio check. Alright, cool. Alright, so go back here. I'll change the squad code. We'll put 200 in there. Out to reporting, enter, bam. Looks good, feels good. Alright, and I like to go ahead and bug 360 as well. Just, you know, for simple fact, this thing is a monster, so once we take off, I like to be somewhat prepared. Alright, so 36,000. Alright, that's good. That's good. Alright. A little bit of trim here.
Traffic Pacific 3626.
Alright. I think we are all set. And what's our tail number, y'all? Let's see. November 8448 Juliet. Alright. Mouthful, but be fun. Alright. Guess let's go. Addison traffic, Lancair, November 8448 Juliet. Type Lancair. We'll be taxiing to runway 3. What's that? Let's see here. Yep. I'll be taxiing to 334 for a departure to the northwest. Northeast. Addison traffic. Alright, so we're going to be on control since no one's on. Alright, taxi. Brake check. Brakes are good. Let's see. And the gear is recastering, so takes a touch of differential brake to get what you want it to do. Alright. 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 And no outside view here. Ooh. Addison traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet, taxi into 33 via Bravo for a northeast departure. Addison traffic. Alright. And once we get here to the once we get to the short marker, we'll do us a quick run up, get that out of the way. Alright. Got one cylinder that's acting kind of strange. We may richen up the mixture a little bit. Richen that up. Keep those cylinders nice and cool. Oh man, but yeah guys, the worst set of headphones on the planet. I'm normally not the one to slander a particular piece of hardware, but these things, I haven't had these things for a year, and the batteries are already quite weak on them. I charge them every night, you know, never had an issue with that. And yeah, they've just not been treating me right, y'all. Not been treating me right at all. Right. Whoa. Oh, who picked that view? Alright, making our way up here. Now, if we can get off the ground, that would be fantastic. Let's see if I can get some audio. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Alright, I think. Let's see, I've come up a little. Go ahead and set my flaps there. Unless I can get 10 degrees out of them. And these are, yeah, I gotta hold them there, yo. At 10 degrees there. And quick flight control check. Alright. Alright, looks good. And we'll hold short. Hold short here for right now. Normally I like to pivot around so my prop watch isn't hitting the aircraft behind us, but there's no one here, so we'll just hold right here and bring this guy up. I think what it called for, it's 1800. Yeah, so bring it up here to, I think RPM up there 1800. And these are really cool. These are actually switches instead of the detents and the keys. So we'll just look for a 150 max drop there in RPM. Can I get that? Oh, nice. All right. All right. So left mag. Oh, decent drop there. Not too bad. Back on. Right mag. Okay, pretty good. All right. And normally what I'll do, I'll bring the power all the way to idle just to make sure we're not running too lean and end up and the engine dies on me. So looks good there. We'll bring that up. And alternator and everything else look good. Vacuum looked good as well. So call that good. How do you clear that? All right. Let's see, suction. If we check that. Oh, one more thing, y'all. One more thing. Let's bring it back up here, 1800. We'll just cycle the prop here twice, and can't miss that. All right. Prop cycle twice there, and I'll just bring it. Well, let's bring it back to 1,000. Alright, cool. Actually, let me do this, y'all. I need to do this. Alright, so, okay. Alright, guys, I think we're ready to go. We got our, let's see, need just this real quick. Alright, so we got our heading bugged, speed set. We'll be rotating about 75 knots. Today, take off full power. Of course, you know, we lose an engine. We're in Addison, so it's fairly populated. So I think the best thing to do is either look for a road or something. And if we can't make a 380, I mean 360. Woo! All right. Coffee hadn't kicked in. Can't make a 360. And yeah, pitch for best glide, which I have no idea what that is. It's not on the checklist, so can't find it in the manual either, so I'll probably have to download like the actual manual and see if we can find best glide speed, which is probably not going to be too terribly good on this thing, I'd imagine. Alright, so we checks here. So strobe lights on, landing lights on. Alright, I'll go ahead and turn on the fuel pump as well. Alright, looks good. Alright, Addison traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet, departing runway 33 with departure to the northeast. Addison traffic. Alright. Good here. Make sure that pesky door is sealed. I think we're good. Alright, y'all. Finals clear, runway's clear, clearance received. Alright, try to keep it moving here. You're nice and straight. Alright, take off. Pickup power set. Engine instruments and limits, airspeed is alive, and there we go. She wants to go. Alright, guys, pause the rate gear up. Yeah, she wants to go, guys. He wants to go, y'all. Alright, flaps up. Let's see here. Alright, get it trimmed out here a little bit. Because these are... I have to manually bring all this up. Joysticks will not... My switches will not do it. Alright, so we'll keep this 10 degrees pitch here. Passing traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet, it's clear the runway. That's our traffic. Alright. We'll go ahead and make that turn. We'll do 030, heading out to Heber Springs today. We'll pitch for about 2, wherever she'll give us. We'll try best rate. Try best rate, like to get up and out of that traffic. Let's see. Now these Continentals. Continental is a monster of an engine. Monster of an engine. Alright. 030 there. And of course, you know, with small airplanes, big engines, you're definitely going to have that exaggerated torque effect. So a little bit of stick pressure is definitely necessary on this airplane. Like for example, like a P-51 or something, decent ones, mind you. But you know, even when you're taking off in those, you know, if you don't already have aileron trim built in, you definitely want to make sure you put some in, because the torque effect on those engines is just insane. So I mean, we're getting the same thing here, and experimental flight modeling is on. I think that's actually what they prefer, so we'll roll with that. So yeah, I mean, we're like, what, 2,000 foot per minute. Not even blinking an eye. So this thing looks good so far. Looks good so far. Alright, so what I'll like to do, add a little trim here and kind of help me out, but what I'll like to do is to see if I can get my autopilot on. And I'm gonna kick a little right rudder in the, oh, turbulence. Whoa. Whoa, alright. Alright, at the sky. Gotcha. Okay. Turbulence effects are a little, I don't know. They're better than they were. If that says anything. Oh my gosh, really, y'all? Really? Bring the power back here a little bit. What is going on?
Downslope traffic, Southwest 6920, taxiing to runway 31 right.
What is going on?
Dallas Love traffic.
Let's see if we can fly our way out of this mess. I'm gonna slow down a little bit and stay within that maneuvering speed. Okay, thunderstorms. Gotcha. Totally didn't look like one, but gotcha. Alright. Thank you, X-Plane. Gotta love that X-Plane weather. Alright, so we are, I guess we're in the middle of a thunderstorm, I suppose, guys. I suppose, y'all. If you say so, X-Plane. Oh, man. Alright, we'll just do the best we can here. We'll try to come up a little bit. Goodness gracious, it's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I mean, it looks more like a Stratus to me, but it's Epichemus, but alright. Gotcha. And keep that power back. Let's see. Just trying not to stall this thing. A little trim down here. Keep that AOA indicator in the green. See if we can make a turn a little more to the east. See if we can get out of this mess, y'all. Goodness gracious. A little power. All right. Good grief. How long are we going to be in this? Of course, we don't have any radar. Wow. Wow. Okay, am I back? I'm back, maybe, hopefully. Oh my gosh. My internet connection is good, y'all. I'm not 100% sure what just happened. That's weird. Alright, let's see. We're still in heady mode here. Let's go ahead and see if we can get on course. Hopefully that's a little better. Looks like everything's stabilized. Alright, yeah, it looks like everything's stabilized. I'm not sure what happened, y'all. Connection was good on my end, but seems like the NGIS server pooped out on us. Alright, so we're just trying to... Right now, we're just trying to get back on course here. Yeah, once again, I apologize for that, folks. No idea what happened. I think that's going to be on YouTube's end. I'm not going to take that L. Not going to take that one. So it was weird. It's like I'm online still, so I don't know what's going on. See, is Vatsim back on now? Yeah, Vatsim's back on. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, alright, so we're at 16,000. 160. Let's see, best glide 120. Gotcha, Ice. Appreciate it, man. My gosh, it's high. 120 knots. Holy smokes! Wow. Wow. Alright, so, and our oxygen is on. We're good there. We're going to offset our course here a little bit. I just want to get around whatever that is. Looks like some vertical development there, so we don't want to get off in there. Yeah, we're definitely getting a little turbulence though. That was so weird. Yeah, looks like everything's stabilized there. You guys are reading me. Alright. Cool. Yeah, I ended up having to revert to the the backup NGIS server. So, and we should be all set. Zulu. Alright. But yeah, this thing is phenomenal. So I was reading some of the forum postings like that, and I noticed a lot of people were complaining. He was like, "Well, I'm on autopilot. I want to. Seems like the aircraft wants to roll to the left. Well, that's the whole torque thing we're all talking about. So, normally what I do, let's see if I can bring this up here. So it's almost like, I'm not sure as you have a whole lot of time in the Q400. You always got to work the rudder trim. Well, kind of the same thing with this. You're always going to have to work it a little bit to get it lined out. So like if I went full power, well, I'm not trying not to break the prop, but if I went full power, let's see if she'll give me. That fat is going to be a little more exaggerated, so I just have to make sure we compensate for that. So yeah, just rudder trim, you'd be fine. Let's see, that's the old torque effect. Alright, I think for the most part, let's do this. Let's go direct and direct into the field. There, so we'll activate that. And that way we just put this guy on nav mode and we can just try it direct to Heber Springs. Sounds like a plan. Cool. Cool. Alright, still no ATC. Everybody must be recovering from yesterday. Oh man, let's see. Just looking for my routing. Let's see. And altitude. Some of my charts here. Let's see. Approach 110 knots with power. Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Definitely appreciate that. All right, so it looks like we are in a segment. Embedded CBs with tops of 480. So I would say we could just see and avoid, but there's really no seeing because they just pop out of nowhere, right? But let's see here. Yeah, because we're like just in the. There's a low just to the northeast of us, so we're gonna have to be extra vigilant. I'm going to show you guys over here. So yeah, our entire route segment. So probably wouldn't be like the best flight to best day to go grab that hamburger, but we'll just assume that we just got to get there. We're going back to I don't know. I don't know. Even then, with tops of 480, those are some pretty nasty cells. So it may be best to see if that moves a little further to the west or delay the departure. Yeah, it's looking pretty gnarly. So, all right, that's what we got going on. And yeah, it looks like I got a new version of Sim Toolkit being released. DTO traffic artist didn't know the factor to us at all. All right, and so yeah. Going to be bumpy. Very high. Yeah, I know. We're definitely going to be on our A game, that's for sure. I'm gonna bring that prop RPM back a little bit. I'll bring that down a little bit. There we go. Manifold up a hair. get that nice and in order. There we go. Cool. And landing line off. Try to get some resemblance of a checklist. So that sound you got, that breathing sound you guys are hearing, that's actually coming from our oxygen system, which with this aircraft being unpressurized, that's what we got going on there. Just a really cool model, y'all. I mean, this isn't something you want to 105 knots, no. Okay, 95 knots for flaps. Alright. And 105, no flaps. Cool. Thank you, sir. I'm definitely going to need this. It's like my second time in this thing, so bear with me. Man, model looks so cool. Looks really cool. Then on top of that, they've Aerobask also added the ability, let's say your battery dies or something like that, leave the avionics on, and leave the master on or something like that, which, you know, probably happens. But you can apply emergency. I guess it's a new tool or something, and they have it in real life. It's like a jump pack for a car. So like if you're in the event you're in the middle of nowhere and you have no way to start the aircraft, the FBO, slow that down a little bit. FBO is closed down, something like anything like that. You have the ability to get the aircraft started. You know, at least get you to a maintenance facility, which is, yeah, could be handy. Could be handy. 149. So where are we across the ground? 177. So we got a couple hours there. If we can eat a little bit more performance out of her. Alright, everything looks good. And one thing I didn't show y'all, the breakers actually function on this thing. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was really cool. One thing I am kind of wanting to try, which I may try it later. Actually, I'd try it now since, yeah, why not, right? Let's see if this works. If we pull the speed brake. So there's a fail-safe in the event the speed brake fails deployed. Should be able to pull the breaker and it should retract. So we're going to test that theory here in a minute. See if we can do it. There's speed brake. Let's see if we can. Where is it? Let's see. Let's pull that. Nope, they didn't fail. They failed open. It should fail close. That's fine. That's alright. And we're about to stall. Get her back, get her back, get her back. There we go. Sweet. Oh man, that 310 horsepower comes in handy. And that's really nice to have as well. Wish more airplanes had that AOA indicator. Really handy to have. But yeah, that's one thing I did read, is that there's a failsafe built in for a flap system. Like I said, you know, in the event that, you know, it fails while they're deployed, by pulling that breaker, that should de-energize the solenoid, which should retract them. But that didn't happen. But that's all right. That's all right. I mean, you know, how often is that going to happen in a sim? Let's see. Check the weather here. 10 RTL altimeter. So, and like that. All right. And what's our fuel burn? 15.4 gallons per hour. Let's see if we can lean that out a little bit. Actually, we can lean that out quite a bit. Alright, it's falling off right there. Alright, Just watching the manifold pressure about 16.5. And this thing will scoot. And we'll get up there and go. So 237 nautical miles, guys, and we're doing 205 across the ground. Woo! Moving 205 knots, man. That's insane for a GA airplane. So this will be something like for me, for example, like, if your wife doesn't fly or something like that, or you don't have maybe one person you'd have to worry about who might want to ride with you, this would probably be a really fun, fast airplane to get from point A to point B in a relatively short period of time. That's really cool. Got the ram out there. Hopefully they don't have the he didn't have the issue of his falling off like mine did. I ended up having to use the yoke mounted solution for my iPad holder. It seems to be a little more solid. The problem is if you're sharing ownership or something like that, or you got multiple individuals in the airplane, you have to take this off and remove it constantly. The suction pad ends up getting dirt and debris on it, so it doesn't secure as it as good as it would normally do if it's just you putting it on there and leaving it there. So but that's pretty cool. Surely we won't have that problem. I highly doubt they simulated that. Highly doubt they put that in there. But this is a really nice aircraft just to get in and go about. Is it study level? I mean, I don't know. Study level, I don't know. That term is thrown around quite a bit, we all know that. But, it's something, even like their Eclipse 550 Aerobask is, Aerobask, trying to say that plural is just insane. Or in, possessive form. But Aerobask, their aircraft, it's a step above, I guess, I don't know, lightweight. There is quite a few things that are simulated. I think the biggest thing is the fact that it flies extremely well, and not having any time in the Lancair, just looking at the aircraft and looking at the specifications, one would assume some of its tendencies here and there, and just by that alone it seems to fly fairly accurately. Like I said, when you install the thing, they recommend that you add the you turn on experimental flight modeling, and so that gives you the slipstream effect and all that fun stuff, which is really nice, and just makes it feel more of an organic experience. And that's, to me, that's GA in general and X-Plane. You'll tend to find me in X-Plane more, especially for general aviation, unless you have like a high fidelity model for P3D, like A2A or something like that, where they just drill down into the flight dynamics. I don't know. I don't know. GA and P3D just does not do a whole lot for me. That's just my personal opinion. But there are some exceptions, like the A2A's V-tail Bonanza, for example, really good model. Their Piper Cub, really good model. Heck, I think they even did a 172, really good model. Especially if you're training and you want to do practice the flows and things like that. Practice some of your PTS maneuvers in sim. That would probably be the best thing for you, in terms of in sim. But really, outside of A2A simulations, I don't know. I just haven't been too impressed with some of the GA options there. I mean, of course, we got Coronado, which looks beautiful, but Coronado, guys, Coronado. Leave it at that. Anyhow, so yeah, I mean, I own their, I have their, I think it's a DA62 or something like that. The twin engine Diamond for Aerobask. I have that. Once again, really good. I also have their Eclipse VLJ. Once again, really good. Just some really good options that come from this developer, and they're actually one of the ones who's working on the Falcon. What is it? Does it Salt AX or some business jet? Tri-engine business jet. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what they do with that. But yeah, for the most part, I really have no complaints with this thing at all. Just looking at I'm not sure if it's real leather, maybe. I mean, heck, you're spending this kind of money, why not have real leather, right? But the just the texturing looks really, really nice in this. I mean, I hadn't found a whole lot wrong with the aircraft. Of course, performance numbers wise, it'll take doing a few maneuvers, things like that, just to double check, the performance values. But we'll fly those numbers here. ICE provided us, especially on their approach there, and we'll see what happens. I'm sure they should be accurate there. That thing is too cool. Once again, it's keeping an eye out for weather. Looks like there's something going on there. Once again, really hard to tell. I mean, the clouds don't look horrible in an X-plane. It's just sometimes it's hard to differentiate, where is vertical development happening. Especially, with embedded CBs, it gets a little difficult, to discern, what's what. So we'll just do the best we can and go from there. Like I said, it looks like a little something going on there, so we'll be mindful. We'll be mindful of that. Not a whole lot of traffic going on either. I wish there was a way to implement next rad functionality. And this is a RXP GTN 750, and it'll be just too cool to maybe implement something like that. I think it'll be really, really nice. We'll drill down here. So this is what we're looking at here. That is Heber Springs Municipal Airport, just by the lake there. So I'm assuming it's a fairly popular spot with it being by the lake. No idea what lake that is. But there's a lake there nonetheless. So looks like a fairly popular spot. No ATC so far. Thank the lucky stars, because it's weird. I don't know. This mic has, I think it's just come to a point in time where this particular piece of hardware has finally put in its 2 weeks notice and is about to move on to greener pastures, because it was weird. It's like my mic was going in and out. Battery's charged, mic's going in and out. It's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It's crazy. Crazy. But that's alright though. Like I said, as long as you guys can hear me, as long as audio is good, I can live with that. Alright, so far so good. All the cylinder head temps are looking good. VGTs, yeah, decent, not too bad. Let's see, electricals here, that's good. Oxygen, we haven't passed out yet, so one can assume that's good. That's weird. It must be I don't know what that is, like a gear view or something. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. If I was a passenger, for example, and especially if it's like two, if it's a guy where you're kind of close friends with, but you're not really, you're not that close. Like, hold on here, let me pull up. You're like reaching over. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that personally. But I believe this also comes with a model that sits in the passenger seat as well. Let's see if I can turn her on. Let's see here. Installed and always visible. We'll put her in there. So you look to the right, and there she is. And she even has her mask on there. So there's that. I don't know. I guess that wouldn't be too. I mean, if it's a you're I don't know, too intrusive, I don't think. But if it's like a friend, I don't know, it'd be kind of. Excuse me, let me just reach over you there. But yeah, she's also visible from the outside as well. That's pretty cool. And I mean, like I said, this is I'm assuming this will be more of a like a sports car type situation than anything else. I don't think this will be something one would purchase if talking real world, if this would be something one would purchase just to go from point A to point B. And I don't know, just my personal opinion, I would rather have more useful load than speed. I would probably trade that. You still still want to get decent airspeeds across the ground, but I don't know, me personally, like I said, I would probably because you never know. I mean, you might want to carry a third person, or family may come into town, whatever, mother-in-law, you want to put her all the way in the back or something. I don't know, man, I guess you could squeeze her back there, but I mean, I don't think there's provisions for oxygen deprivation for that length of time would probably be detrimental to one's health. So, but yeah, just hey, I want to go whatever, a couple hundred miles. Yeah, I think this would be a pretty fun airplane to do it in. That's for sure. Let's see, we're going solo, so let's kick her out. Alright, and this is what I was mentioning with the I can't think of the name. It's a quick plug or something, but it's literally a plug, and you plug that into the external port, and voila, we got power. Of course, chocks, that's normal. RO2, which is we're currently using it now, hence why we see decrease there and decrease in pressure. Breaker, let's go and drill down to the options here. Free cast steering wheel, turn that back on. Resize, okay, this is just if you want to resize it or whatnot to give you that capability. Sounds, you can set them to your leisure or whatever. But yeah, just kind of basic. I don't know. I guess with the Eclipse, I got kind of spoiled, for lack of a better term. So, you can pull up this it's like a little tablet, tablet format type display, and it gave you the ability to adjust your fuel load, all those things. It was so sweet. And, it doesn't seem as if that was its main focus this time. Sorry, coffee break. Go community. But yeah, it doesn't really seem like that was his main focus. But in terms of everything else, like once again, can't find a whole lot wrong with it. I mean, if you just so happen to own Lancair and you went into especially the electrical systems, you might find a few quirks. I'm pretty sure you'll find a few quirks here and there. But for us average Joes who, only, will see these at the airport every now and then, I think this fits the bill. Let's see. That's what. Oh man, Art, I am paying no attention to you. Oh man, how's those burritos yesterday? Since we're on that subject. Hopefully they're decent. Delicious. What kind were they? Were they just regular burritos or Chipotle style, or where'd you get them? Be nosy. We're all waiting. Oh man. I don't know. I can't do like bean and cheese. Like beans, period. I can't do them. Especially like refried beans. Is I don't know. I make them kind of like Chipotle, but real. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Yeah. For some, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I just cannot. I can't do them. Now, if it's like rice or something like that, I am totally cool with. But just, there's some people, yeah, man, I just had a bean and cheese burrito. That's all you had with. I don't know, man. Just beans. I can't. I don't know. That's the same thing with like guacamole as well. I can't. I don't know. It has to be like a special occasion and prepared a certain way for me to do guacamole. Oh man, no! Could you imagine being in this enclosed bubble or something and had those had those issues associated? Hey, what's going on, Michael? How's it going, my friend? That's a good-looking plane. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I think that's what really even what was that? You don't see those kits a lot anymore. Glass Air, it reminds me a lot of like a Glass Air. And that was like back in the day before I realized you can't really do much with them but enjoy them. That's a baby. Yeah, it's small, but six cylinder art, 310 horsepower. And it's a kit, right? So you can make it however you want to make it. So there's a turboprop. Somebody, there's no way you could fit in that. We would, yeah. So, I would probably take up half of that, and then you would, maybe you might have to catch one of my thighs. I don't know. I don't know, man. It'll be a lot of social distancing would not happen in this airplane. I'll leave it at that. But there's tons of different configurations. Like I was mentioning, someone strapped a turboprop to this thing. Oh man. But oh man, I'm not studying you, Art. I'm paying no attention to you, man. But yeah, back to turboprops. But yeah, folks have stuck turboprops in front of these things. There's a guy who did a twin turbocharged option. I mean, could you imagine? 310 horsepower. So Lord knows how much boost there with twin turbos. Lord knows how much boost. Yeah, the blue is really nice, man. Really nice. So I'm thinking twin turbos, guys. I don't know. It has to be well over 400 some horsepower and boost. So this thing's a speed demon with a naturally aspirated engine in it. I mean, like I said, strap a turbo on it. Oh my gosh. So there's tons of different ways you can build these things. So the kit, in case you guys were wondering, the kit's about 75,000 for the kit. The engine, depending on if you wanted to get a weight, that's a good question. Let's see, Lance. Sorry for my old school clacky keyboard. I can see dry weight. 2,200 pounds is the dry weight there. So whatever, man. That's chump change for you, man. I'm trying to get where you at, old easy money. Oh man. So yeah, I mean we're looking at 75,000 for the kit. Plus we hadn't even talked about the engine. So just out of sheer curiosity, I was curious. So let's say if you want to pick up a rebuilt Continental 550D, it's about 37,000. I know the Continentals that they stick in some SR22s. If you get one out of the crate and everything all trimmed or whatever, you're looking at about 68,000. So figure on neighborhood about 55,000. And we're not talking about, getting it installed. We're not talking about none of that. So about $130,000. I'm just, we're just throwing numbers out for the sake of throwing numbers, but we're looking about, I say, comfortably about 130,000. And then, you got to have the GTN 750 with the 650 under it, right? So, I don't know, 160, 170, that. I mean, you're not going to go spend $100,000 for an airplane and not have, the creme de la creme in avionics. This Avion setup is really nice, though. And that's one of the benefits of the experimental class. You have, I found that the technologies are, as you get low. Oh yeah, so like a GTN 750, Michael, will run you about 19,000, and that's just if I went and clicked the order button, I would spend about 19,000 for 750. And 650 is a little cheaper, and then of course you got to find, somebody to put it in for you, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, they run about 19,000. So yeah, 100. 140, 150,000 easy. Yeah. GTNs, man, really expensive. They're so nice. Like for example, let's say if you had Garmin Pilot. So most of these are Bluetooth capable. There's a 750XI or something like that now. That's Bluetooth capable. So I can build my flight plan in Garmin Pilot, which, you can build a flight plan like, especially if it's a frequented route. So you can, let's say I just want to go from Addison Field to, I don't know, a popular spot, Albuquerque, New Mexico, for example, ABQ. I can type that in and it will pull up previously filed routings. So I'll select that and then, look at it. Okay, looks good. My performance looks good. And then I can just, bam, press a button and send it over through the 750 and I'm ready to go. I mean, just amazing the amounts of technologies they stick into this thing. And then, we pair it with, a PFD like this, and then you got, an engine management system over here that pretty much gives you everything you need. I don't even know how much this will cost. And that's one of the things I like about Aerobask. So they also include manuals for each of these. So, well, except the 750, that's a XP thing. 1,000, yeah, right. So I mean, it's just so much, so much you can do under the experimental class. Now I think the 750 is STC, so you don't have to worry about any sort of certifications for that. But once you start getting, I've seen some systems that the PFD is the iPad, for example. Especially like some light sports, the PFD is the iPad. Man, it's getting thick. It's getting thick. So we're about 155 out there. And this is actually a dock. So you will dock your iPad and it becomes your PFD. And once again, it's significantly cheaper. And, when you're under the experimental class, you got that kind of flexibility. And that's probably where the majority of your cost comes from when you're talking about like Garmin avionics is the certifications. But when you're looking at stuff like this, like I've seen, you can get something like this put in for, $3,000-$4,000. Just kind of depends there. My gosh, it's getting thick. It's getting thick, and our ceiling is 18,000. That's all we got. All we got. I think we can come up much higher than that. Hopefully, the majority of this is let's see here. Non-cumulus. It's just really difficult, especially in X-plane, you know, to discern what's what. So you can't see in the void. Okay, I think that might be something we may need to. Looks like a dolphin. UVFR, man. No, we're under an IFR flight plan, Michael, but you know, center isn't on or anything like that. So, yeah, center isn't on. But we are under a segment, and there's supposed to be, it's calling for embedded CBs. That's really my main concern there, is the embedded storms. And of course, we don't have radar, nor do we have NexRad or anything like that, which even with NexRad, which is, you know, satellite data, we really wouldn't be able to drill down and actually look at, you know, the returns to see if, you know, maybe that's something we need to avoid. It will really be what we'll see on, you know, the Weather Channel as far as a radar picture. And I think the delay is like 15 minutes or so, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, we're gonna be winging it on this one, folks. We're gonna be flying by the seat of our pants, that's for sure. Good news is we got plenty of O2. So no hypoxia for us today. So how does that compare to the Diamond? Man, there's no compared to like the DA40, no comparison. This thing is on a completely different. So let's just say like the Diamond would be like a Corolla, and this would be more like a, you know, like a, I don't know, Mustang or something like that. I mean, well, more like Ferrari prices, but like I said, this is a really small airplane with a very big engine, so the performance is just insane. Now, I can carry more, right? But I won't get there nearly. Like, this is about what you're carrying in this. You know, a couple bags here and there, you know, maybe a dog if that's your thing, whatever. Well, you know, not at 16,000 feet, but you know, small animal, whatever, you know. But you know, the big selling point for like Lancers, you know, for guys who want Lancers, they want something sporty. You know, they want something you can pull, you know, 2,000 foot per minute. And I think some of these are built with, you know, race trims as well. So there are some of these guys are racing these things. So it's just really, you know, like I said, this is not something you'd want to take across country on, you know, unless, you know, it's just you and maybe somebody else or something like that. You know, this is something you want to, you know, have fun, get there fast, and just enjoy, right? But yeah, you know, in terms of that, and in terms of flying characteristics, the Diamond has a longer wingspan, right? So that also affects, you know, our performance numbers. So I think ICE most graciously gave us the best glide speed. The best glide speed in this thing is 120 knots, y'all. 120 knots. So let's just take that in comparison. Like some 172, like 172 SP best glide is like around 65 knots. You know, half that. You know, so it's just one of those. It's one of those things. I mean, it's all about how, you know, what the airplane was built to do. This thing was built to go fast. You know, so yeah. All right, let's see here. Looking at this weather, man, this is. I would be amazed if we have no radar. That's all right. That's all right. Really fun looking model. Let's see. Oh man, thanks so much for the lights, guys. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it, y'all. A nice and supposed to be easy Sunday, but then I look out. I'm like, what are they talking about? There's no segment. Then I look out, and the clouds start rolling in outside. So it's like, well, I guess you're right. Guess you're right. Let's see. Hey man, how's it going, my friend? Thanks so much. Yeah, it is a gorgeous airplane. Gorgeous. And what's nice about it is they've also implemented. So, not sure how many of you guys seen the first part of the stream. So the canopy is actually hinged up front. So it needs to be closed, and it also needs to be latched. And how we latch it is this right here. So we latch it, and then we also engage the door seals. If we don't, then we'll run into problems to where, which, you know, ask me how I know, kind of ran into this, but the canopy starts flapping. And I believe there's actually documented cases of the canopy actually coming off on real airplanes and injuring the pilot. So that's also simulated as well. So if you close it, if you close the canopy and don't latch it, then we run into, you know, an issue of, and you'll notice it right away, like you start taking off, and as you start building airspeed, the canopy will start flapping. This is really cool. In fact, my son was messing with it yesterday, and he started taking off. Well, as soon as he could figure out how to keep it straight, but he started taking off, and you know, he's like, you know, what's going on with the canopy? And yeah, it wasn't latched. So. But yeah, there's documented cases of that. So that's one thing. And then, in fact, I would probably highlight that on my checklist, is to, especially before takeoff, is to ensure that this is canopies down, latched, and door seals are on. But you do get the enunciation here if the door seals are engaged, which the airplane isn't pressurized, but you still need that door seal engaged there. Which is, I mean, that's just. It's just a bladder, and it just pumps air into it. So let's see. It's definitely on a serious checklist. Really? Wow. Yeah, it's something you do. It's definitely something I would not want to skip. You know, especially you get up here and you start having all kinds of crazy issues, man. I could not imagine, you know, the chaos. And, you know, of course, you know, if the latches gives, you know, the canopy blows off, and, you know, of course your glasses probably come, oh man, it's be a mess. It would just be a mess. Yeah, I think there was a crash. I can't think of where. I think it's on the it's on the Aerobask forums on Explain, and they were describing the incident. But yeah, it resulted in a plane crash, and fortunately the pilot survived, but he was broke up pretty bad. So yeah, definitely something we do not want to miss. And I think another thing too that I really love about this developer is I don't know, to me, they come up with some of the most colorful paint schemes out there. I mean, just by default, I mean, you really don't have that desire to go find a paint job. Unless it's like something you see at the airport, something like that. Let's see, the exhaust is cool. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I can get the exhaust there coming out the bottom. It's very streamlined too. Not sure if y'all noticed that. No cowl flaps or anything. Just a very, very streamlined. Even if you look at it from the top down, I mean, just that teardrop like design to it. I mean, this thing is designed to go fast. There is no, I mean, you might not be comfortable, you might not be able to feel your legs after like a 3-hour flight, but you will get there very, very quickly. So I mean, look at it. I mean, we're 210 knots, so I mean 3 hours, heck, you're almost, you know, 600 miles, 500 miles. So, I mean, you might be a little uncomfortable, but it might not be uncomfortable long. But even with the diamond, it looks like, oh my gosh, with especially with the, like, I know Cirrus, you'll have to stick to the left, right, if you're in the left seat, and to the right if you're in the right seat. It looks uncomfortable, but I know with the diamond the seats are powered, so you can adjust the seats there, and I'm a fairly big guy, and it's really comfortable for me. So it's more comfortable. It's a little more comfortable than it looks. It's a little more comfortable than it looks. And I see they got the little cushion there for your harness. I mean, that is just really cool. No AC though. I don't know. If it was me, I would have to see if I could find maybe a. There's a, especially in Texas, but there's a. You can buy it from like Sporties or something like that. Which finally we're out of this weather. Whew. We're out. How far are we? 112 miles, y'all. Oh man, I am. But good news is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but my frame stayed relatively consistent, so that's pretty nice. Just a testament to Vulcan, which we are running Vulcan right now, and just butter, man, just butter, and it's only getting better. Now, I think, just kind of changing gears for a moment. I don't know. I prefer more of a bluer sky, but that's just me. Especially when you get used to like shaders and X-Vision. You get those nice looking shaders in there. It just looks beautiful. But I've read and been told that especially with Vulcan on, the shaders don't like to be messed with. So I think most of you may know where I get that quote from. Oh man, never mind. I got more clouds there. I was trying to see. We were starting to hit a few mountains there. I wanted to take in some of that scenery, but I guess we're just going to be taking in clouds today. Let's check the weather actually while we're at it, y'all, and see what we're going to be dealing with when we get to Heber Springs. Which, once again, no idea what that nothing about the airport. I just kind of threw a dart, and that's where it landed. So, figured that's where we're going. All right, so let me get let's see. Once again, apologize for the keyboard. Let's see what we got here as far as the METAR report. All right, guys. So, drum roll, please. And there is no ASOS on the field. So the closest field is Kilo Sierra Romeo Charlie. That's 21 nautical miles to the southeast. Winds are calm, visibility 10, clear, temperature 31 dew point 24. So it's pretty warm. But let's see, the pressure is pretty decent, 2994. It won't be too bad getting into the airfield there. See if we can pull it up here and my tablet doesn't explode. Alright, so 4,000 foot runway, which should be more than enough to do what we need to do. Airport elevation 632. Let's go back here and take a look and see. In the event, we run to a taste of IMC, what kind of approaches we got. Alright, just 2 GPS approaches. So if we just get in the bind and we need to shoot an approach, we can always shoot an RNAV approach into whatever runway is favorable. As we get a little closer here, we'll revisit that once we get about 60 miles out. We'll take a look and see what we need to do. But you can see here we're just getting into Arkansas there. Just getting into Arkansas, crossed Oklahoma, diving into Arkansas, and crossing some pretty nice scenery. Actually, that's just so cool. Like the bubble canopy. I mean, there's no post or anything to deal with. It's just open scenery, which is nice. But Lord help you, the sun's like right there, which it is. So, which it is. So it's beaming. At least in the Cirrus, I think there's a a roof here, so it's not too bad. But I have heard of some stories of where people taking like a sort of film and running it, especially over the top. So it's kind of like window tint almost, but you still have some, it's not, your view isn't blocked, so still have the ability to see what's going on up there. But I've seen that. I've seen people just take a chart and stick it up here. So yeah, it just kind of depends on what works. But yeah, that's pretty. That can be aggravating. That can be aggravating, especially Well, I don't know, 16,000. What's the outside air temp? So negative 6.8 Celsius. All right, so it's pretty cool. So they always open up your vents to get some cool air. But that sun, man, that sun's a bear, especially on your tablet. Like I've had that problem where it overheats your tablet. Those of you who fly probably know what I'm talking about. But if the sun's like directly beaming on the iPad or something, it's just And I know if I'm doing like pattern work, I really have to make sure that the that iPad's next to an event or something like that. If not, like 20 minutes of doing pattern work. Let's see here. Hey man, what's going on, dude? I'm over here running my mouth. What's up, bud? What's up, flightsim 69? How'd your trip go? But yeah, hopefully we won't have that problem with this one here. It's gonna be fine. Flying back tomorrow on Frontier. Never flown on a U.S. budget airline. Oh, cool. Speaking of budget airlines, so I made the mistake of being talked into flying Spirit by my wife, and never again. Oh my gosh, we got nickeled and dimed to death. I love their liveries, but from the experience as a passenger, they supply a niche market, and it's one of those situations to where if it's a step above a Greyhound bus. If you if you just need to get somewhere, and you have 0 bags, Spirit might be the solution for you. Just saying. But we did a trip to Disney, and of course, our 2 kids, bags. Oh my gosh, we got nickeled and dimed to death. And yeah, it was from of course DFW to Orlando, and so it wasn't exactly the shortest flight in the world. And my gosh, I don't even have a carry-on. I'm just wallet phone. Yeah, something like that. I think what, $60. It's like, just give me some gas money and I'll get you there. My parents have all my stuff. That's cool. Should be a fun trip, man. Should be a fun trip. I've heard good things about Frontier. Heard really good things about Frontier. I just know, just if it was Spirit, man, I'd be like, I don't know. I may just have to take some nausea. My flight was $35 with, oh man, that's cool. $35 for tax. How cool is that? How cool is that? Yeah, you can't beat that at all, man. And that was a plus to Spirit. It was like, you can get those flights for like 80, 90. Like I said, if you're not carrying bags or something like that, or, let's say, for example, let's just think of a scenario. You're going to pick up a car or something, and you may have an overnight bag or something that you can, throw in the backpack and stick under your seat. Cool. But, don't do what we did. And because for what we paid, we could have, jumped on American and accomplished the same thing. So yeah, just saying. But yeah, $35 isn't bad, man, especially on Frontier. I was going to drive back, but I wanted to try new airlines. I'm a diehard United fan. That's cool. Yeah, it seems like United has gotten their act together, especially after the whole being the doctor being drug out and all that fun stuff. Me, my brother, my dad, my mom combined almost 10 million Star Alliance miles. Wow, wow. Yeah, I hit status with American. Well, actually, this was early last year, and I hit status with them, and they're pretty decent. They're pretty decent. Um, but I fly out of the FW all the time, so it just made sense for me. But yeah, experience is pretty decent. I've heard good things about United though, in terms of customer service as of late. But I will say that new Evolve livery from United is awesome. Love their new livery. Um, I think either the stream. I think last stream I was in the A320 with the Evolve livery, and I don't like how people blame the doctor thing with United. It's the airport security who did it. True, true. Yeah, you bring up a really good argument. Um, but they bounced back from that though really well. Um, I got a couple of coworkers who the best livery was the tulip livery. So going back old school, if I could think of probably one of my more favorite liveries from United, it will be that battleship gray that they had, especially on the 747s, looked really good to me. And that's just my personal opinion. It looked really good to me. Um, so between that would probably be in my top three. United isn't innocent, but it was really to blame. True, yeah, but yeah, that battleship livery, man, that was the bee's knees back in the day. But heck, there are no more 747s to even put it on. So it's like, what in the world? What in the world? And I was, talking to a friend of mine. And I'm like, like everything, all the airplanes that I grew up liking are retired now. It's just insane. All the cool airplanes. The MD-80, it's gone. It's gone the way of the dodo. The 747. The A380. Is meeting his maker, right? What else? 757. FedEx. Well, of course, FedEx still flying the snot out of those, and UPS as well. But it's like, where are the golden age, airplanes that we all know and love, and it's crazy because, think back, for example, to like the DC-9. That thing flew for 50 freaking years, and we can't even keep an A380 for 20. you know. But at the end of the day, okay, I get about looking at the economics of it. I get it, totally get it. But it's just such a shame to see, a fine piece of machinery like that, end up in the scrapyard. Just a shame. All right, guys, we are 66 miles out. So let's do this. I want to double check the weather. And once again, it's a situation that the airfield does not have ADIS or AWAS or ASOS. Most of these uncontrolled fields have like an ASOS system. So it's like totally automated. But we don't have that. Go ahead and get my altitude bugged in here. I like to come down to about 5,000 there. So what we need to do, we need to find an airfield And we'll dump that in vertical speed. There we go. We'll start descending. Just like that there. Nice and easy. Alright. Let's see. 747, 767, 757, L1011, DC8. Those are, yes! Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Especially the MD11. Thankfully, we have a couple developers. So on the X-Plane end, we got Rotate doing their thing with the MD11. Then we got TFDI or TDFI. One of those abbreviations, we have those guys doing doing MD11 for P3D. So thankfully, others have taken up the challenge. Where PMDG just I mean, that's kind of how I felt like. It was just like, the MD11 is beneath us, but I don't know. That's another story. But yeah, so, and let's see here. Rotate, I thought that was supposed to come out like 3 years ago. Yeah, it's been announced for a while, man. I think there's still, I don't know. I guess this too. I guess the MD11 isn't exactly the most easiest plane to bring to a simulator. So, and I don't think they're the largest development group either. Seems like it's a fairly small team. So, that I can kind of give them, it kind of makes sense. The development time is taking as long as it is to see one. It's not like PMDG where you have like a whole team to devote to. No one will use X-Plane by then. Man, you think so? I don't know, man. I think every platform will have a following. I mean, heck, there's still simmers out there who use FXX, right? So I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think there'll still be, I still think there'll be a fairly decent following for it. Let's go ahead and bring this out. We'll do 1,500 foot per minute. It's like old Call of Duty. Exactly. Exactly. That's like, that's like pulling up, GoldenEye or something for N64. If you want to bring it back even further. I mean, there's some simmers who are content with the platform. They have everything they need. Their hardware, is up to the task of running it, and they're kosher. But then you got people like me who just, gotta have the latest and greatest, and that's why I have all my CTV. So I'm just kidding. It was such a groundbreaking game. Let's be honest, most FX users are grandma age. I don't know. I don't know. I think for me, FXX had a lot of ground-breaking aircraft. Like, there was a 747 SP. There was a 747-200, which I think Just Flight, if I'm not mistaken, is working on 747-200 for P3D, something like that. But so there's that. I mean, there's a lot of good add-ons for FXX. So I mean, I can totally see it. Totally see it. Especially now you can pick up the Steam version for like what, a few bucks, and there you have it. So I mean, it makes sense, y'all. It really does. I mean, I can't knock anybody for that, but I don't know. It's really hard to say until 2020 because I know what you're referring to. You're referring to 2020. And wiping 2020, wiping the floor with everyone. I don't know. I'm going to reserve my judgment until it releases. And I mean, even now with alpha testers, giving us their input, I'm going to wait until it releases, and then I'll draw my conclusions from there. But until then, we got options. We got but FPS is PC breaking. True. That's very, very true, my friend. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna reserve my judgment till I see, maybe grab a copy and see what happens there. Go from there, right? That's what it's all about. But I think I've mentioned this before as well. It's really, I think for years, let's say the last, I don't know, up to past like a couple years, the flight sim industry was in a period of stagnation, in my opinion. And I mean, of course, we had like Explain 11, doing their thing, Laminar doing their thing or whatever. So it's just nice to see the progression. Now we're starting to see flight sims take advantage of newer technologies. We're starting to see development teams digging in there and getting after it. We're starting to see just amazing models. And actually, I hear what Flight Factor, they just pushed an update to make their A320 Vulcan compatible. So there's that. And I think that's the beauty of it. We have tons of options now. Tons of options. Like one moment, I may feel froggy, want to jump in a TBM 900, or hey, if I want to do some Airbus flying, I may jump in FS Labs A320. So, I mean, I think to me, I think that is one thing to look forward to. Not just to one sim, but the advances between all the platforms. And I think that is one aspect we should all be pretty stoked about. But yeah, I think 2020 will be pretty cool. I'm curious to see what the scenery is going to look like as far as like the gates and stuff like that. Will we need to use GXX again or what? How are they going to handle that? That is the question that I would have. But I don't know. With the current generation of. Let's see. What's your thoughts on the 747 program, Indy? So the golden era, side of me is like, why? Especially with the, you got the 748 program, the Dash 800. But thinking in terms of economics, and what makes dollars right now, it's just not the global economy just isn't set up for large aircraft. Not right now, especially, it's like we all know 2020 is something we'd all like to hit the reset button on, right? But the economy is just not ready for it, not right now. And if operators continue to pour money into equipment that isn't making money, then that's when we start losing airlines. And so I get it. I mean, that was even, that was even for me with the MD-80. I hated to see it go, but I got it. I mean, especially you got other aircraft that can perform the same mission, I totally get it, and that's just with ETOP certified twin engined aircraft. I mean, there's you got 777, which I think some of them are gone too, or they're starting to work some of those out. Hey, shit, how's it going, man? How's it going, buddy? What is going on? Let's see. Let's see. In terms of politics, are you a Democrat or a Republican? Man, I'm going to be honest with you, my friend. I don't like talking politics. But I will say that I am more bipartisan than anything else. I don't lean too heavy on either side, but I'll just leave it at that, my friend. I'll just leave it at that. But that's what makes this country great. I know both sides, especially being from a red state, living in a red state. I deployed with guys who are lean both ways, both red and both blue, and yeah, You know, that's what, you know, that's what makes it awesome. We have that ability to, you know, have difference in opinions. So, but yeah, yeah, we'll leave it at that, my friend. We will leave it at that. But welcome, though. Well, welcome. Jump into this a bit. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah. You know. But yeah, guys, I don't know, man. No one should. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, finally out of. Well, guess we're going in between a layer there. All right, y'all. We're about 41 miles out here. Let's shallow up this descent a little bit. Actually, I think we'll hold 5. We'll hold 5,000 right now. About 41 miles out. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can get some updated weather here. Like I said, we don't have a on-site reporting station, so we'll just have to find the closest thing and go from there. So METAR at what airport is this? Not okay. Searcy Municipal Airport. Let's see. Right now, let's see. Weather observation. All right. So bad conditions, clear. So hopefully we should be out of this here shortly. Clouds are not that good. Man, I know. I know. I'm not a fan of them either, but it's active sky cloud art, and yeah. I mean, can't really. Well, I mean, it's we're in a segment, right? But it's really hard to even, you know, with isolated thunderstorms. It's really hard to differentiate the CBs. Really hard. So, how does your wife and kids think about your streaming YouTube? I don't know, man. It's just like a hobby. It's like anything else. Some people like to play checkers. Some people like to play, I don't know, RC aircraft, and I like streaming and flying. So they're cool with it. You know, it's all about balancing the two, and being that engaging parent. It's what it's all about, man. It's what it's all about. I just didn't want to be those boring dads where, sit in the couch and, pull my slippers off and watch the news all day. I just can never do that. Either I need to go flying or stream or something like that. Hunting, fishing, whatever I can do. It's very low res. Yeah, man. I don't know. The weather in X-Plane I've never really been a fan of. Even now, there's some awesome. That's my dad. That was my dad too, man. So don't feel bad. That's why I know the struggle. But I've never really been a fan of X-Plane's weather. Now there's some really good cloud add-ons you can have to make this look a little better, but I just never really been a huge fan about how X-Plane handles weather. That's just me. It's sad because the physics are so good. I love the way, especially once again, general aviation to me and X-Plane, that's my go-to. When I'm thinking GA, I'm thinking, okay, let me go find something in X-Plane. Unless it's A2A simulations for P3D. That's a rare exception. But I mean, even some of the Coronado airplanes fly well in X-Plane 11. X-Plane screenshots are so nice, but the rest is nope. Yeah, man, and that's the thing. It's like they all have their pros and cons, and that's why eventually, and of course, it's probably not the most cost effective, but eventually I ended up having two sims, because. It was aggravating because it's like, oh man, they got this new add-on, I want to do this, but I'm in P3D, or you're in X-Plane, it's like, man, P3D's got this new add-on, but it's like, I'm in X-Plane, so I was just like, screw it, get both and be done with it. But that's just me. once again, it's not the most cost effective, you know. Yeah, you know, if you're on a budget, you know, it's. But if I was to choose, if I just had to choose only one, it would probably be X-Plane, and I'll say why. Because one, I found the scenery is cheaper. I found that, you know, some of the add-ons, you know, they have a good price point. For example, my guy Vertical Simulations, I think you can buy, you know, full-blown Tampa scenery for like $23. You know, let's flip the page over to P3D, and I think you can get. Let's see, we're speeding up a little bit, slow down a little bit. We can do, I think Fly Tampa is like $28 or something like that. So, you know, looking in terms of that, yeah, I get it. But then again, you know, when you're talking like high fidelity aircraft, and you know, it kind of leans more toward P3D. But yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we were out of 3.9 there, and actually, let me get this guy off of autopilot, man, and fly this thing here. All right. Oxygen's still on. I'm gonna leave that on for the time being. I really should have got another sip of coffee, y'all, before I took the airplane. But that's fine. We're still in all kinds of IMC, but that's totally cool. All right, coming out of there a little bit. Looking good, looking good. And we'll make a call. Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet. We're 28 to the southwest. We'll be overflying the field here and overflying the pattern, and looking at the wind stock for Heber Springs traffic. If we can see it, then we can see it. Maybe we'll set up, we'll overfly the field and set up for maybe a teardrop, maybe a direct. I'm not sure, depending on what the winds are favoring. We'll hold. Try to stay under this layer here for the time being. But yeah, I'm definitely having to maintain a little right aileron to counteract that torque. Let's see, I might be able to trim it up here a little bit. Let's see if I can trim it up here a little bit. There we go. It's a little better. It's much better, actually. So trim is your friend in the Lancair. Both yaw and roll. Trim is definitely your friend. All right, guys, we're 3,000 feet, 25 from the field. Everything looks pretty good so far. Let's see, we didn't burn too much there, but I'm gonna go ahead and jump on that left tank there. Thanks for the sub, guys. Thanks for the sub, y'all, man. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, and welcome to the circus. I need to get some circus music, so anytime somebody subscribes, it starts playing circus music. That's what it feels like. That's what it feels like sometimes. It's like, oh my gosh. There's a YouTube channel. It's an electrical engineer, and it's hilarious. Well, it's not funny because he almost kills himself every time, but he does like electrical experiments, and he always shocks himself somehow. And oh man, he reminds me of like Tim Allen from Home Improvement. Those of you who remember that show, but yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, definitely, no man. Welcome to the channel, and appreciate you swinging on by here and sharing some of your time with us. Let's see, stopping by to say, yo, hey, little Riggs, what's going on, Chris? How's it going, my friend? Appreciate you swinging by and hollering at me, man. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. See if we can jump on the outside here. Look at that. That's too cool. Too cool. I'm gonna leave my oxygen on for right now. You know, we could just assume that, you know, we had a rough night last night, so we need all the O2, all the O2 we can muster. So we'll just leave it. We'll leave that guy on for right now. All right, y'all. We are 20.1 away from the field, and once again, it's about 4,000 foot. About 4,000 foot runway, so I think we should be good. Now I have heard that the Lancair isn't the best short field performer, and you know, I mean, that kind of makes sense. I get that, right? But I think 4,000 feet should be plenty for this airplane. Should be plenty. But I mean, it flies really, really well once you get it trimmed out, and that's the key. That's a lot of what I see in some of the forum posts, like, oh, the airplane wants to, you know, steer to the left or something crazy like that. And, you know, trim is always your friend. Of course, you know, one try not to lean on it too much, you know, but because I've seen that in, you know, students, they tend to want to constantly trim and end up over trimming the airplane and never get it quite level, you know. Especially in inherently stable airplanes, it's easy for us to over trim. But yeah, I mean, this thing, once you get it nice and trimmed out, I mean, I'm literally flying it with, you know, 3 fingers. So very, very docile. Oh, that has to be like the gear view. We'll see here on approach. See here on approach. That looks really cool. So, you know, if you lose your instruments as well, you still got that standby attitude indicator and airspeed and altitude there. So that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna richen up our mixture here and go ahead and bring our prop RPM up as well, since we're getting to be about that time and still cooking at buck 40. Look at that. Woo. And what's crazy about it is we really didn't even have much of a tailwind at all. We're still pulling down 280 knots at 6,000 feet over the ground, which is really, really impressive. Excuse me. Should have got a coffee break. Let me see if I can grab my coffee and like not kill us all at the same time. See if I can do that. Trim it out here just a little bit. I made a power change to my little out trim here. Alright. Try not to pull a Bob Hoover, but there we go. Alright, y'all, looking good. Looking good. Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet, 10 to the southwest, 14 to the southwest. I'll be overflying the field here at 3,000, setting up for a downwind there. Heber Springs traffic. I don't know what we're going to set downwind for because we hadn't looked at the wind stock yet, so we'll overfly here and see what we're working with. I'm really surprised. No, didn't get pinged for ATC or anything. That is crazy. Normally, I think we're under Memphis Center right now. Normally they're on Sundays, but once again, you know, we did have 4th of July in the States, and I'm pretty sure it was fairly insane for a lot, fairly wild night for a lot of folks. So I do not fault them at all. Lots of beer was drunk, I'm sure, last night. So, all right, looking pretty good here. Let's see, back on course. All right, just kind of do a quick little look around here. I'll go ahead and turn on that landing light to increase our visibility. Mixture of full rich. That looks good there. Alright. Now, one thing I will advise, if you guys decide to purchase this airplane, I think it's like $34 on the .org, explain.org. But definitely double check your flap settings because it's one of those flap switches where it's a momentary switch. So you have to hold it to get to the flap setting you want. So 10 degrees, you may have to hold it for a few seconds or something like that. So it's not it doesn't have that detent. So just be mindful of that. If not, then you'll, hit your flap switch and you only get, you won't get what you're thinking you're getting. I'll put you like that. All right, so we are over the lake. No idea what lake it is, but we're definitely over one. Oh, man. All right, getting a little closer here. Try to stay above 3,000. I don't think there's any traffic in the area. But, I say that, and you'll be surprised. You'll go to, like, all right, maybe go find the most isolated airport I could possibly find just to, do some... do some closed traffic ops or something like that, and you get there, and all of a sudden you hear somebody in Paris, like, So, I used to get that all the time in flight school. I used to go down to, what's that name of that field? Gila Bend, quite a bit, because that was, it was like southwest of Phoenix, and or west of Phoenix, something like that. And we used to go there, do pattern work and stuff because it was so isolated. We didn't have to worry about a whole lot of traffic. But here, where I'm at now in Dallas, this tends to be the spot a lot of flight schools go to do touch and goes and things like that because you're a little bit outside of the Bravo at DFW. So, this tends to be a hot spot on the weekend. So I try not to fly on the weekend. You guys know how it goes. All right, looks like that is the airfield up ahead, and we're 6.7, 6 miles out from the field. I kept saying it, and every time I try to repeat it, yep, I'm getting less and less. All right, outside view here, see what we got going on. Oh, this is pretty decent. Bet you this thing looks phenomenal. Got some shaders, got a little shader action going on. Bet you this thing looks phenomenal. Alright. Looking pretty good here. Alright, should be off to our 11 o'clock. Let's see what we got going on. I'm going to drop. Stay above TPA, but descend a little bit. Actually, let's see if we can cross midfield there. Alright. Let's see, cross midfield. Let's see. I don't know. We might be able to see the windsock there. See. And we'll make a left turn here and cross midfield. All right. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Alright, Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet will be crossing midfield at 2,300. I'm setting up for the left downwind for runway 6. Heber Springs traffic. I'm thinking 6. Let's look here and see. Probably can't see much. Some of these airfields, it's pretty easy to see the windsock. I'm slow it up here a little bit. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, barely. Barely, and the winds are calm. So yeah, we'll take 6. We'll take 6. Alright, Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 4A Juliet. We'll be entering left downwind for runway 6, Heber Springs traffic. Alright, let's see here. One thing I want to try not to do is to get ridiculously slow in this thing, which approach speed there I believe was 110 according to ICE there, so try to keep that if we can, and we'll just stay on the reciprocal here 2-4. Keep a little power in there. Yeah, you can definitely tell that. Alright guys, gear down. I like that battery discharging there, it's pretty cool. See if I can get my bloody flaps to work. There we go, there we go. There's 10. Alright. Alright, then we should be about 45 there. Alright, keep that power up. And we'll come down to 20. Alright. Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 4A Juliet, starting base, 6, Heber Springs traffic. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and chop power there. Let's see. Kick in all kinds of spoiler. I mean, all kinds of flaps there, just nice and slew. Overshot a little bit. Alright, let me get up under here with some power. Heber Springs traffic, 48 Juliet, 7 follow, runway 6, Heber Springs traffic. Yeah, this definitely have to plan this out here, these high speeds, holy smokes. Alright. Pretty good here. Alright, so not gonna get that 3-degree glide path. Gotcha. Alright, hitting trees there. Alright. I'll kind of come down here by the seat of her pants there. Alright. That's good. Alright, here. Hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Alright. And speed brake. And we'll keep that nose up, let that elevator act as an extra spoiler there, and cool, we're good. We're good. Not gonna make the exit, but it'll be alright. We'll keep taxiing. We'll keep taxiing. And I think we just make a 180 here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. This is a interesting looking field. Interesting looking field. This is another track IR airplane. If you have track IR, this will probably be a really, really sweet opportunity to use it. Alright. Alright, yeah, definitely don't want to overdo it on the taxiway there. You will end up down a hill. Get a little power there, get us around there. Heber Springs traffic, Lancair 48 Juliet is clear the runway. Heber Springs traffic. Alright. Clear the runway on Vatsim, but I want to see a replay. So let me jump off of this I was gonna say Discord. Let me jump off of Vatsim here, y'all, and we're going to roll that beautiful beam footage. Man, look at that overshoot. Oh my gosh, that's nasty. That's a nasty, nasty intercept, y'all. We'll be alright. Oh my gosh, I can't see nothing. What in the world? What? Oh, let's just free cam it. Perfect. Alright. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, look at that. Like a lawn dart. Goodness gracious. Coming in hot. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. Let's do a passenger view. Yeah, if I was not the person flying this, I would give them so much grief. It's like, dude, what are you doing? No, we give them so much grief. Alright. Yeah, probably should have widened out that downwind a little bit. Especially with a fast airplane like this one. That 9 knots, a little slow on that approach, but fine. Trees right on the approach end. Holy smokes. That is insane. Man, it looks good though. That looks good. Very scenic, actually. I mean, like a... Feels like a freaking dart. Holy smokes. If we would have burned any more, well, that would have been fine. That would have been fine. A little speed brakes there. That's pretty nice. And like I said, you know, definitely gotta keep that nose up. Help bleed off that airspeed there. Excellent. I can live with that, guys. That picture perfect, but you know, once you start learning the characteristics of each aircraft, you know, you start at free-casting there. Let's see here. There we go. Free-casting nose wheel. That'll do it. Alright, good speed brakes up here. Holy smokes. Here, let's just not turn that on. Yeah, let's just not turn that on. I think they had an issue with that. Initially, someone reported that. Alright, there we go. Alright. Good, good. Alright, cool. Let's go. Alright. Let's see if we can get some resemblance of a aftermarket checklist. Alright, strobe lights off. Let's see, airplane straight. Alright, taxi light on. Alright. We'll make this right here. A fun airplane, guys. Oh my gosh, man, this is fun. I do not regret my purchase one bit. Not one bit. The cast string thing I'm gonna have to look at though. Like I said, I remember trolling through the forums. Well, not trolling people, but going through their forums and seeing someone reporting a problem with that. We'll take a look at it. Man, that is a cool airplane. That is a cool looking airplane. Work on getting my flaps up. And then actually what you can do now that you're down, you can probably deflate those seals and crack your canopy a little bit, get some airflow in there, because I'm pretty sure, especially me on the ground, it gets pretty stuffy. So I need to make my flap switch one of my momentary switches on my POTAS and go from there. Alright, y'all, I'm gonna be that guy, and we are going to probably take this one here. Get a left brake there. I'll park here right at this tie down, and we'll call it good. Alright, sweet. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's do a let's see, shutdown checklist. Alright, radio's off. Throttle idle and mixture idle cutoff. Alright. Let's see here. And switches. Basically, let's turn all this off down here. Alright, and battery switch off. We'll go ahead and pull that parking brake and cool. Welcome to Heber Springs. So it'll probably be a spot, you know, go to grab you, I don't know, go out to the lake or something and have a awesome awesome Sunday out, and there you go. But superb airplane, guys. Definitely recommend it. Really didn't see a deal breaker for me, so I think it's worth $34, you know, catch it on sale or something even better. But y'all, I'm out of here. I'm gonna head out, finish the rest of my day, and you guys do the same and be safe doing it. But until next time, y'all, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later.